What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to do a quick video about a purchase I did from Title Boxing. They have a sale going on right now. This is a pair of 12-ounce rival gloves that I've been using for some bag work, but mostly on the double end bag. Work on power punching and to condition your hands. They're stiff. That's why I wanted to order a new pair. I've been using them for a while, and you can tell they're pretty dirty. They've seen a lot of use, and yet still squeezing at the thumb, squeezing in the finger. It's difficult to make a fist in these. I mean, they look cool. They got this cool ergo strap system. Velcro here, Velcro over there. Nifty, right? But I gotta say, I can't recommend these gloves. They're hard to make a fist in. They just don't feel great. So there's a sale going on with Title, so I figured I'd order a couple things. I already opened it just to verify the contents of the order. I got 3 pairs of these Fighting Sports hand wraps, the 180 inch, because they were $2.99, which is it's a good price, $2.99 for a pair of wraps. So I got 3 of these. Good. Yeah, these are pretty sharp. I prefer the traditional wraps, the non-stretchy, because the stretchy ones, I have problems from my hands. I've been stabbed a couple times. Yeah, so anyway, the squeezing, it just makes my hands go numb. I don't like it. So these are pretty sharp. You can never have too many backup hand wraps, because they get to smelling bad and whatnot. And the replacement for those 12-ounce rivals here, I got these Fighting Sports. Again, these are the gel training gloves. They look good. They were $49 from $120. Don't put too much into that $120 MSRP. I think a lot of companies, they just do that. They give a high MSRP to make it seem like you're getting a fantastic deal, so you never really know what you're going to get. I gotta say, they look nice. Oh, there's a huge difference. I haven't even used these. Obviously, they're brand new. They're not broken in yet, and just squeezing, I can feel there is a gigantic difference. These are not stiff at all, like the rivals. This is actually a little bit more convenient to have just a standard hook and loop system, because you don't always have somebody there to help you with your gloves. This is a tight fit. All right. I was a little concerned about this plastic. It's almost like a plastic. It's kind of like a. No, this is definitely plastic right here. It's a bit stiff, and it is kind of stiff on the top of the arm here, but it's really good making a fist. I think as far as training gloves go, these are going to come out pretty good. I'll give these a use a little bit later tonight, and I'll follow up on this and see how they are on the double end bag and the heavy bag. See if I feel any pain in the hand, or this shouldn't be a problem, I don't think, just because naturally when you punch, you're curving in as opposed to flexing back. If anything, this would just further keep that alignment, so that way the right hand doesn't bend back, but that shouldn't be happening anyway. So let's see if this bothers me. That's the only thing that may be a drawback for this glove, is this feels a bit stiff and flat. It just feels unnatural. So we'll see, and I'll follow right back up with you guys. Okay guys, so I managed to put a couple rounds in on these gloves and the wraps. So I'll start with the wraps. These, I really like these Fighting Sports wraps. The Velcro is on the inside. It doesn't have the little Velcro strip that kind of dangles off and becomes loose, and then you have to wrap that around. It's terrible. I don't like it. The material is very thick, like a very thick, sturdy cloth. I really like these. I like these wraps, very happy with them. I'm glad I got 3 pairs. Unfortunately, the gloves, not so much. I was afraid of this part being very stiff, and yeah, it is. It feels like I'm wearing like a forearm protector. You see how much the glove comes onto the arm? It was really uncomfortable having it move this much onto my arm as opposed to being normally here. So I really didn't like this at all. The Velcro hook and loop, you know, I use the Velcro hook and loop because you know, usually I'm training by myself or practice by myself or, you know, whatever. I'd have gotten lace ups if I have, you know, always someone available to lace me up. So that's the benefit of having the Velcro hook and loop system. Unfortunately, you can't get into these gloves by yourself. The opening is so small. There's just, I mean, it was really, really hard just to get one hand in. And this is even without wraps. I had to like really get my hand in there. When I'm wrapped up and I have a good solid pad, mariachi band coming through. I have a really solid pad on the knuckles. It was really, really hard to get my hand into the glove, and that was with a free hand. Once I did get my other hand into the glove, now I had to try to figure out how to get the other hand in with one having a glove on it. So yeah, it was an ordeal. And then by the time I finally did get them in, which I didn't do that good of a job getting them in, I'm trying to put in a few rounds, and man, it just wasn't working. The part here was so uncomfortable on my forearm, it was awful. The glove was just, it was just uncomfortable and just too tight. It felt like it was pulling my arm in. So I gotta say, this is the first time I'm ever gonna send anything back. I mean, it was only $50. Normally I would just, if I was unhappy with it, I would leave it as, you know, just a spare backup pair of gloves, case of emergency gloves. They wouldn't be my favorite, but I'd keep them on the shelf. These, I'll never use these. I'll never use them. So I do not recommend buying these gloves. They were on clearance for the $50. I can see why. The MSRP, like I said, was $120, and I can't imagine putting $120 into these gloves. They, yeah, awful. You know, I've heard good things about Fighting Sports brand. This is my first time buying a pair of their gloves, and I am very much underwhelmed. So yeah, I ended up taking these off and finishing my workout with the Rivals, because even though they were stiff on the edges on the outside, they were still by far more comfortable than these. So I guess that'll wrap it up for now. I'll see you guys on the next one.